Howdy, y'all. My name's Applejack, and I guess y'all aren't too used to having a pony tell you a story. Well, I reckon it's about time some pony did. So, you like apples, don't you? Well, that's good. You see, I was born and raised on apples. Apples are my life. Heck, my apples are more than my life. They are. Well, gosh darn it. I can't explain it. You ever imagine being torn apart piece by piece? Agonizing pain rushing through you? Well, that's how I feel about my apples. I love my apples, which is why I do anything to make sure they stay big and strong, you see. Life is like apples. All it takes is a couple of bad apples to ruin the whole batch, and I just can't let that happen. Now, let me get on with my story. It ends one fine afternoon. I was picking apples and trying my best to keep the farm in top condition when I noticed some pony trespassing. Now, I'm a friendly sort. I decided to go over there and see what that new pony wanted. Only turns out this pony wasn't like most others. Pretty new to the town and had a big mouth on her. Still, I tried my best to move the little pony on without making a fuss. After a while, she had to move on and see him to be nice enough despite the rough start. Then it happened. The filly went ahead and took one of my apples, took a big bite right in front of me, and smiled real nice. The kind of smile that one has when they do something wrong and think you can't do nothing about it. And said, "Catch you later." That was when I realized I was dealing with a bad apple. I played it nice though, and managed to wave them off with a smile. Though I had grit in my teeth. I grit my teeth somewhat as I watched them toss the barely touched apple on the ground as they left. That night I waited until all the others were asleep and headed out. It didn't take me long to track the other pony from before. Turns out they were staying at a house not too far from the farm. I looked in and found out the pony was asleep before I climbed in the window. I admit it wasn't my smartest move. The noise soon woke them up and started to get real mad at me. Like I said, that pony sure had a mouth on. This time, however, that mouth was shut rather quick as I pulled out an apple and shoved it in the pony's muzzle. The young mare coughed and splurted as she fell over, but I didn't let her get up. I leaped and pinned her to the floor as I got on another apple, stuffing it in her muzzle. As she screamed and choked, cramming the red fruits further down her throat. "You like apples, don't you?" I said, watching as the pony's eyes watered. Body flamed before finally going still. That critter sure put up a fight. I was just lucky the house was pretty far from the others in Ponyville. I would have felt just terrible if I had woken any ponies with all the noise. After waiting a few minutes, making sure the pony didn't just suddenly leap back up, I got off and carried them with me to the farm. A bad apple had to be disposed of to stop it from spreading to the others, but it could still serve a purpose. I dug a hole underneath one of my favorite apple trees and buried the pony, making sure the earth down deep so it wasn't disturbed. I have gotten pretty good at it by then. I reckon almost every apple tree had an apple buried next to it by now. So far no pony has noticed. I gave a look at the tree before I retreated, giving myself a little smile. As I took a nearby apple and helped myself. Only one unused for a bad apple. That's to help others' apples grow.